Before I start a fasting journey, I always set intentions for myself. So I decide that beforehand, I am going to fast for maybe 3 days or 12 hours or 24 hours or whatever goal I have for myself. And what I've realized is I know that fasting is not easy. So because fasting is not easy, I do things that make it possible for me. Things like staying away from social media so that my energy is not diluted. I do things like watching sermons so that I make sure that I remind myself of God, that I'm in that energy or in that environment where I am constantly thinking about the goodness of God. So I feel like same thing applies to gratitude. With gratitude, if you ask yourself the right questions, your brain will go on a treasure hunt to try and find things that you can be grateful for. This is something that I've realized on my day 3 of my gratitude challenge. I woke up this morning and I was like, what can I be grateful for today? And that is so amazing, because another thing that I've added to my challenge is I want to be grateful for something that is different than what I've mentioned in the previous days. So today, 3 things that I'm grateful for. Let's start with number one. Number one is my background. For the longest time, I did not like where I come from. I did not like that I was born in the rural areas. I didn't like that I was not born in a rich home or in a home where we have a lot of money, a lot of wealth. But what I didn't realize is that my background has made me who I am. For the longest time, I was so insecure about my accent until I realized that this is part of who I am. This is my identity. This is part of showing who I am and where I come from. And when you travel around the world, you will go to places and people will love your accent, and that makes it just so beautiful. Or people will be like, where are you coming from? Your accent. Like they try to figure out where you come from based on your accent. So accent is something that I've learned to love, that I've learned how important it is. So I'm so grateful for my background, not because I came from a wealthy family, but because where I come from at my home, we had so much love. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had so much love for each other. We had so much loyalty for each other. Obviously, we were not perfect, but I'm so grateful that I was born into that home. There were homes that I used to see growing up where kids were really struggling. They were really poor. I feel like I was poor growing up, but I didn't know that I was poor. My family would go, my father specifically would go all out to buy things for us to make sure that we don't even know that we are poor. I only realized at a later stage that, wait a minute, but I'm so grateful for the things that I had growing up. I'm so grateful for the love that we had within my family. There are people that come from very abusive families where parents fight, where they hit each other, where they insult each other in front of their kids. For me, I was lucky enough that that did not happen for me. And for that, I am so grateful. I'm grateful that my home is where it is because I've learned so many things from growing up there. And most of all, I've learned to appreciate where I am because I come from rural areas. For me, I tend to appreciate small little things. I appreciate things like running water because I didn't have that growing up. I appreciate things like electricity because I only had electricity at a later stage. I appreciate things like an oven to bake your bread because we used to bake bread outside where I come from. So I have so many lessons, and growing up from where I grew up has helped me to stay grounded, to appreciate life, to know that also my background does not have to define where I'm going, because it's easy for you to think that just because you come from a poor background, you have to end up there. But also, what I've realized about the background is that when you have that story where you are that person who came from such a difficult place or difficult circumstances, but you were still able to fight for yourself, we're still able to go out there and do the best that you can. I feel like that is what makes your story beautiful. If you tell me that, for an example, the president's son is a successful scientist, I'll be like, okay, because there's nothing special about that, because we expect people who come from certain families to do well. So for you to do well when you come from a place where the odds were against you, for me, that is such a beautiful, inspiring story. So I'm so grateful for my background. What is the second thing that I am grateful for? I wrote these things down in the morning, but I know it's my background, where I come from, and then my current home. I'm so grateful for my home. My home for me is like my sanctuary. It is where I get to be calm, I get to feel peaceful, and I love the energy that I have cultivated in my home. I love the clarity that I get when I'm at my home. I love that I get to be myself when I'm at my home. I love the safety and the security that my home brings me. I love raising my kids in my home. I love like just having this little piece of haven for us, where we get to be ourselves, we get to love each other, we get to support each other, we get to be ourselves. Um, because I realized that there are people out there, and it's so sad, especially today because it is freezing out there. It's so sad that there are people who sleeps under bridges. There are people who don't have homes. There are people who decided to run away from their homes because they did not feel safe, or for whatever reason. So for me to have this beautiful roof over my head, I am to be able to work from my home and love it. I am so grateful. And what is the third thing that I can be grateful for? I think I can be also grateful for the people who have housed me in their homes. So after I graduated, I went to stay with my cousin. It didn't really work well, but I'm grateful for those few months or few weeks. I don't know. I don't remember how long I stayed with him, but I'm grateful for those times where I stayed with my cousin. And then I'm so grateful for the times I also went to stay with my father's brother, which is my uncle. I'm so grateful for him because I stayed at their home. They welcomed me, they took care of me, and they opened their home for me to stay while I was looking for a job. And for that, I am so, so grateful, because sometimes you don't really, like, you don't have, I don't know how to explain this, but like I'm so grateful for the times where I was housed by either my family or my friends. They have welcomed me to their homes, and they've allowed me to stay there, be comfortable while I was looking. And the last thing before I leave that I will say that I'm grateful for is for you, for coming into this journey with me, for watching my videos, for subscribing, for liking, or for just watching. I am so grateful for you. Thank you for going in this journey for me. It's day 3, but already I feel amazing. I love how when I ask my brain what can we be great how what can we be grateful for, my brain goes on a rampage to try and find things that we can be grateful for. And I really believe in the fact that where your attention goes, your energy flows. And for me, for the next 30 days, I want to focus on looking for things that I can be grateful for, because there is so much, and there is so much to be grateful for. And if we just sit for a moment and pause and look at how blessed we are, life will show us more things that we can be grateful for. Have you ever noticed how I think the saying, when it rain, there is this saying that says, when it rains it pours. And I feel like for me that means that whatever that you feed, it grows. Whatever that you look for, you will find. So if you look for things that you can be grateful for, you will find more things that you can be grateful for. And in this cold, cozy weather, I'm so grateful for my home and this blanket and my heater and internet and working from home. So the intention for the day is to be productive. I want to finish my dashboards at work, and What else? My other priority for the day is I'd love to work out because it's really cold. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'd love for me to work out at home, or maybe go to gym, or just take my dumbbells and do a workout here at home. I'll watch this lady that I love on YouTube. Her name is Caroline. I think it's Caroline Jiva something. Caroline, she's amazing. I think I'm gonna watch her a bit later and work out just to warm my body up, maybe after work or during lunch. I'm not sure, but I'm so grateful for the gift of life, and I'm grateful for this day, whatever it brings. Okay, let me leave it here. Have a day as beautiful as you are. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. Until tomorrow. Goodbye.